We were trying to walk to the grocery shop, and this is how it looked like. It was all empty, which was good in a way, but we had to buy groceries, so we had to. And check this out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time that I haven't put up any videos. Um, Reason for that is the current situation that all of us are facing in the world right now. And a lot of my attention was diverted towards making sure that my family is doing good and the situation is under control. Because at this point of time, everyone in my family is in different corners of the world, and that's why we were trying to like reach out to each other and make sure that all of us are safe. And I really hope that you have also been uh, safe and indoors, which is the need of the hour. But in the same, like while I was trying to set everything up, I was also aware of the fact that a lot of you have been expecting content from my end. And then I realized that once I sort this out, I should quickly make a video for you guys. This one is pertaining to the situation in Canada right now. I know a lot of you who are aspiring to come here as a permanent resident or as a student are wondering what the situation here looks like. Well, the situation here is pretty much the same what it might be in your country. Um, it is difficult to say whether the actions taken by the government here were adequate or not, because that could be decided only by time. Having said that, as we record this, I have the numbers with me. So there are about 24,000 cases reported, 24,200 cases reported so far in Canada, with about 700 deaths, which is extremely unfortunate. The number of closed cases were 7,106. So, in terms of the deaths to the number of closed cases, it's about 9% of deaths when compared to the number of cases. So there are 91% cases which have been closed positively, and there have been 9% deaths, which is extremely unfortunate at this point in time. But the situation is not as bad as the United States or Spain or Italy. The reason for that is the government, Trudeau's government, took quite a lot of steps in this regard at an earlier stage. They did close the US borders pretty late. They closed their international borders very early, and but they were kind of little late in terms of closing their borders with the United States of America, um, which could be a reason that the number of cases are comparatively higher in Canada, but situation still seems to be in control. How is the Canadian lockdown different from the lockdowns in country like mine, like in India? Now, India has shut down its entire economy uh, and asked its people to stay indoors, which makes sense because 1.3, 1.4 billion people, uh, and the spread of the virus will be pretty quick. So the government has done that there. But how has the government managed it here is asked offices or non-essential workplaces to shut down. And a large part of the essential businesses are also working from home. Um, the work from home has been, this is my fourth week of working from home. It's been all right. It's not something that we are used to doing, but this is the need of the hour, that all of us stay indoors, and that's what we are doing. So it makes more sense to do that. The government is completely trying to make sure that the people who are laid off during this point in time, during these months, are given some sort of a support through their employment insurance, or maybe giving subsidy to the companies up to 75%, um, for them to retain their employees and not to lay them off, because it becomes extremely difficult uh, for people who lose their jobs. Uh, Apart from this, the government is also trying a number of measures to keep the supply chain going. There is no shortage of food, there is no shortage of any grocery items, no shortage of medicines, which is extremely commendable. Um, I don't know how they're managing it, but they are doing it amazingly well. I don't see there's a highway right there, and I can see it from my balcony, but I don't see the highway closed down. I see cars which keep moving, and I'm pretty sure they are out because they might need something essential. But there have been cases where a lot of people have not been taking this seriously in Canada. There was an incident where, there was a group of about 1,500 youngsters, young students, or maybe teenagers, who came together in an empty mansion, and they were partying there, which doesn't make sense at this point in time. And it's also important to uh, understand that there was no social distancing while they were partying. This event, these kind of events, we might believe that they wouldn't happen, but they do happen. And at this point in time, the police has to be extremely vigilant, and the people living in that area needs to be extremely vigilant, because if it spreads, it's, how coronavirus spreads. It spreads through transmission, through, if you go and sneeze next to someone, there's a good chance that it'll spread. If you are in close proximity to someone, and even if you talk, there is a chance that uh, you know because of the breath, it might spread, because you're giving out vapors also while you talk, or um, so there is a good chance that this kind of virus spreads pretty quickly. And to avoid this, a lot of us have started to wear masks now. The government has also, I mean, I know Donald Trump has said that, if you want, you can wear a mask, but if you don't want, mm, not required. But I think people have started to understand the importance of masks. There are masks available in the market as well. Um, at the same time, there's a lot of support, which is given by the government to make sure uh, that economy is not um, badly affected. There will be an effect. I think Canada had about 1 million job loss in this month. A lot of people lost their job in the hotel industry, the restaurants and hospitality industry per se, and the government is trying to take care of them. I know it's difficult task. It's difficult for every government at this juncture, but they are trying their best. What it means for permanent residents are living their life like they were, except that all of us are sitting inside. What it means for people who have received their passport request, well, the international borders are closed, so it doesn't make sense for you to come from your country to here, because they would not allow you. So it's better to stay in your home country till situation kind of calms down. If you do not have I mean, if your PPR is going to expire because of certain reasons, then you immediately need to write to the IRCC and let them know that it's going to expire. They will definitely take care, because there's no way, suppose if you are in India and you're trying to come to Canada, there's no way you can make it here. um, Canadians who are stuck across the world are coming back to Canada, except in cases when they are found ill while boarding the flight. That's the case when they are not allowed to. So that's the protocol that they have been following so far. Students who had their colleges due, let's say, I think there's a batch which is going to start in May and then in September, do connect to your respective institutions, because that's where they'll help you out. A lot of schools here, educational institutions, have started to take online classes, and it's very important that you get in touch with them and make sure, if you want to start from September or maybe January, I think that option is also available for a lot of you. You can do that. And for others who, for refugees, I think I might be wrong, but they have closed borders as well. So at this point in time, it's difficult to say when this is going to open up, when things will be normal. um, but the best possible way to defeat this virus is to stay indoors, is to make sure you do what your government tells you, and make sure that you are safe, and keep your elders safe, because the mortality rate is higher among elders. Keep your elders safe, stay indoors till your government tells you. You can definitely go and buy groceries if you are in Canada, and there's, as I said, there's no shortage, but do that quickly and come back, because the chances are that you might be a carrier and you wouldn't even know. So stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.